Da, 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 da. You're probably wondering why I'm humming my music like a doofus right now. I don't know where it went. It got deleted. I'm going to blame it on my kids and say that they were playing with the computer and it's gone. Tried to load my little template file. It's gone. I don't know. Fear not. I will figure it out. I will find the file, even if I have to rip it from a previous video. Because I actually did a poll on this and most of you love the intro video. So I will fix this. In the meantime, Spider-Man #1. This is a new announcement that came out. So you've already heard this, that J.J. Abrams and his son Henry Abrams are going to be writing a miniseries of Spider-Man. But now they've announced some things and they've put this trailer out just now. So we're going to look at the trailer and I'll give you some of my thoughts. I want to know what some of your thoughts are. And I'm the whole time, think this, okay? Remember that C.B. Cebulski said, he put out this ominous tweet a month or so ago, that Marvel hasn't sold 1 million copies of a comic book in a long time. And he had an idea of how to change that. I'm going to go ahead and guess that this was that idea of how he was planning on changing that. You let me know if this is something you're going to purchase. Let's dive into it.
Where to begin about what is exciting about this project? First of all, J.J. Abrams and Henry Abrams. I've been trying to get J.J. for years and years and years, and finally he said yes, and he introduced...
Why? How many directors has he reached out to over and over and over for years and years and years to try and get to write a Spider-Man comic? I don't know. Apparently I realize it happens a lot more frequently than I would have thought, except those other ones, I don't think they've really sold that well. I know John Carpenter, the guy that did The Thing, and several others, Halloween. He's done a comic or comics for DC. There have been other directors, famous directors that have done it, but I don't think their sales have been like million issue sales. I don't know. But here we go. J.J. Abrams. And I'll be honest, this is not the part that excites me. J.J. Abrams and his son writing it. A lot of people were roasting Marvel over that. You got to do better than that. Let's see what you got.
Introduced me to Henry, who's amazing and so talented too. They work together in this magic way that I think only family can do. And then when you add Sarah Pichelli to the mix, I mean,
only family can do. I think I'd have a really hard time writing a book with with a family member. I don't know. Maybe other families are better than me, but I love my family. Writing a book with a family member, I think, would be just as hard as writing a book with anybody else. No, I will not co-write.
I mean, come on. So having these geniuses working together on Spider-Man, the greatest fictional character of all time, couldn't be better.
The thing I'm most excited about, I think...
Sorry, real quick on the art. I think this art is, I don't know, it's indicative of modern art. Modern comic book art. This is kind of what you see at Marvel Comics. I think when I look at art, there's two things that interest me. One is just the quality of the art, like overall, like the detail and just the quality. Then you also have the whole storytelling component of it, which is really important, especially if you're getting the comic to read. So I think this looks great. I just think it's kind of funny how hard they're trying to sell it. But it's fine. This looks like a smaller panel though. This is not necessarily the image I would go for to show it off.
Couldn't be better.
The thing I'm most excited about, I think, in this book is getting to tell a story that is in this format is new to me and something that has been incredibly fun and challenging in really surprising ways, but something that has been sort of a thrill. I mean,
sort of a thrill. Not really a thrill, but sort of a thrill.
Spider-Man, in general, has been one of the most interesting superhero characters to me. How when he gets stronger, his problems get bigger. So I think that was a large...
How old is this kid? I thought that he was in his 20s. He looks like he's 15, but I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Could be. I could be missing something.
Focus on our series was him as a person and not just him as a mask. So how does he deal with these real issues? It's been a pleasure exploring that.
When we first started to do this, I asked around some friends in the know, who should we talk to about doing it, and the person that kept coming up #1 on lists for people was Sarah, we knew her stuff. She's
Right.
a genius.
So yeah, one thing here to note is getting the artist. Trust me, I know getting an artist can be difficult. It can be frustrating. A lot of you know it too. You have all of Marvel Comics at your disposal, essentially. You could get literally any artist to do this for you, I would assume. I don't know where I was going with that, but I wonder how difficult it would be. So they're familiar with her art. I wonder if it's because they read comics. Could it be? I just have a hard time believing it. Maybe they do.
Is, you know, the fact that we got Sarah to do this book was like
I still can't believe
luckiest,
it. Yeah.
you know, gift
It's
of all
amazing.
time.
Also, the work she's done with Spider-Man before this is legendary.
Cadaver
That's a really different art style. I'm not super familiar with Sarah's Sarah Pincelli. Not super familiar with her work. This is very different. A lot of it, I'm sure, has to do with the colors, but the inks look different to me because this is more of like a traditional comic book where you have the solid line kind of stuff, and before it was more sort of like you know what I mean, like not like solid lines, kind of like wiggly lines and things like that. Just an observation. I think this art looks dandy. It looks just dandy. But yeah, it is different from that. So okay, you have me interested. I am interested. Let's see what else. Sell this to me.
Before this is legendary.
Cadaverous is one of the most terrifying Spider-Man villains of all time.
You heard that right. Cadaverous. I had to read that a few times. Cadaverous. So it's like a dead body, but I guess more to it. It's like a robot dead body. Okay, I'm starting actually to get more interested in this. It kind of is amazing how important a villain is to a comic book. And I've heard this said before, and I don't really give it that much thought. But if you really think about it, writing a Spider-Man comic is like, oh, great, Spider-Man. But having the right villain, and I know this is what got me into comics really like hardcore with Spider-Man. I started with Moreland. He was the first bad guy, like the real, bad guy that really got me into reading Spider-Man. And yeah, he was a great bad guy. He really was, because he could kill Spider-Man, and there was just such high stakes. And I hope that is the case here. So this is where I think things start to get a little bit more interesting for me.
And that's saying something. Spidey has faced the Green Goblin, Carnage, Venom, and Cadaverous might be even scarier and a little bit
All right, there's the character design. I think this is actually really good. I think that's an awesome looking villain. Does he look like a Spider-Man villain? No, not at all. Like nothing else Spider-Man that I've seen. But it's really cool. I actually think that's a great villain. So now my interest level is rising. You have my interest. This is a pretty great villain. I don't know what he does. He's cadaverous, and he's got little minions here.
grosser than any of them. I don't even know if I should say he, but I did. I already said it, so I can.
You just gendered. He gave it away. Cadaverous is a he, not a she or an it or anything else. Cadaverous is a he.
And his minions are terrifying, and they do some horrible things to our main character.
I appreciate these animations. Like, again, I'm pretty into Magic the Gathering, and you'll see these every time they release a set. But I have to say, Magic the Gathering's animations actually look better. Some of them, they can be a little derpy. But for the most part, they release their trailers, and they look pretty good. This, like the punch, like the stiff arm kind of uppercut thing with the shoulder being detached, I don't know that that's really working. I like the idea. I hope they get better. These kinds of motion, animation, I don't know what it is. It could be good, but not so much here.
Characters very early on in the story that are going to be really hard to recover from if they can. If you know anything about J.J. Abrams, you know that when you start one of his stories, things don't go where you think they're going to go.
And now you lost me. When you read or watch a J.J. Abrams story of any kind, you know that there's going to be a mystery box, he likes to call it, and it's going to lead you to nowhere. So you're going to think that something's going to happen, and there's going to be something magical, and then he can't pay off. There's nothing at the end of that rainbow. It is it's annoying, and that's why now, Like, it seems like a pretty interesting concept, and I think that J.J. Abrams is really, really good at coming up with interesting concepts, but he cannot finish the story. And I keep thinking back to Lost and how annoying investing all that time into watching that stupid series and following it along, and you get to the end and there's just nothing. Does not know how to wrap up a story. That it's just infuriating. And if it was just Lost, that'd be one thing, but it's literally everything that he does. It has the same kind of, like, there's just no satisfaction. I can't live with that. So all the bad guy design looked great, and I'm going to guess that I'm going to chalk that up more to Sarah Pichelli, because I'm guessing J.J. Abrams did not actually design that character. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's an artist. I'm going to guess, though, that Sarah's probably the one that did it. So great job. I think that character design looks fantastic, actually. What I don't have confidence in, though, is the story. I have a feeling I'd get to the 5th issue in this miniseries and be really, really let down.
Things aren't what they seem, and that is definitely true here. We have only shown you the tip of the iceberg.
Just the tip. All right. So here's the thing, though. It's not about J.J. Abrams, okay? It's about the trailer. If they put this much love and care and excitement into everything that they were releasing, and even this, like, it's a 5-issue miniseries, you're probably going to make a trade paperback out of it. You're definitely going to make a trade paperback out of it and sell it again that way. You're going to sell digital versions of it. You're going to do who knows how many variant covers. You're going to milk this thing for all it's worth. But you also promoted it. And I know you think that J.J. Abrams and his son Harry are going to be the real big selling points here. I think you'd be mistaken. I don't think that's true. I think this has everything to do with how much emphasis you've put on it, that it's going to be this epic. If you did this about everything, now here's the thing. Marvel's probably saying, we can't do this for everything. Maybe you should cut back the number of titles that you're putting out and put this much emphasis into everything. If you cut it down and you were just doing miniseries, or you had a few ongoing series and you had several miniseries of different characters you were running through, and all of them had a nice, like, just package like this, and people could get all 5 issues or the trade paperback and read it, and it's just a nice self-contained story, and you had capable writers and artists, and you told everybody about how great they were, even though J.J. Abrams did not seem, where did he say he's really I'm really excited about this. I'm super excited about this. Super excited. If you're that excited about every single title, people are going to be more interested in it. This is called marketing. Marketing. I wish Marvel would do more of it, and I think they're going to. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. Really, I do. But I think they're going to be disappointed, and they're not going to sell as many books as they think they are, solely based off the name of J.J. Abrams. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening, but I'm happy to be wrong, and in fact, I really, really hope I am wrong. So thanks very much for watching. Really, really appreciate it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you going to be buying Spider-Man #1 by J.J. Abrams and his son Harry? I want to know if you're going to buy it. I'm kind of debating if I should buy it, just so I can see. I just want to review it and see what their $1 million book is. But then, am I buying into the hype? I don't know. Then I guess it worked. Then their marketing's working. I don't know what to think. Let me know what you think, and like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Don't forget that Downcast, guys, I'm getting about maybe 4 or 5 new backers every day. We're getting real close to 30,000. And guess what? We just hit 4,000 subscribers on this channel. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. Really, really appreciate it. I'll let you go. See you next time.